Hello, world. Welcome back to the channel. So, of course, Turki Al-Sheikh stated yesterday at the press conference that he wants to make Jaron Boots Ennis versus Teofimo Lopez. Like I told you guys, Eddie has been parading around stating that he wants to make a fight with Brian Norman Jr., but Eddie hasn't even picked up the phone to even make that type of fight happen. But what I will say is Teofimo Lopez versus Jaron Boots Ennis, that fight doesn't sit well with me either. I know Turki Al-Sheikh looks to make some of the best fights, some of the biggest fights, if you ask me, right? But I just don't think that that's a good fight for Teofimo Lopez. I think he's just clout chasing for the money. He's been calling out Boots for a long time. But again, like I said before, Boots is no boogeyman to a lot of people. At least Teofimo is stepping up to want to fight him. But I don't think that it goes well. But what I will say is this, right? It can be an intriguing fight. It can be an intriguing fight. This would be the first opponent out of the last 6 opponents that Jaron Boots Ennis has had that can actually use his feet, that can actually maneuver his way around. You're not going to see Teofimo Lopez just be a walking punching bag, just continue to walk forward in Jaron Boots Ennis. He's going to use lateral movement. He's going to be able to maneuver, right? I'm not going to say he will be all that much of a hard target for Jaron Boots Ennis, but I would think he would. I do believe that he would give him fix in some different areas that's in the holes of Jaron Boots Ennis' game. But listen, at the same time, Jaron Boots Ennis is a monster. Jaron Boots Ennis is a dog, right? I believe he is one of the best welterweights right now. And I currently believe that he can be at least top 3 154 pounder currently right now as well, right? But I just think this is too much of a tall task for Teofimo Lopez. Of course, we've seen him dropped a couple different times in his career, right? But guys like Brian Norman Jr., guys like, Boots Ennis, guys like, the 154 champions and things of that nature, Charlo, those guys are punching, and that's what Jaron Boots Ennis, he's in that type of element right now, right? But I will say is this, of course, you have a former champion in Teofimo Lopez, I just don't think that fight bodes well, man. Nothing is officially announced yet, but I did hear Turki Al-Sheikh, saying something about it. But another thing is you got to be weary of Jaron Boots Ennis. And I know people want to talk about, matchups and things of that nature, but before we get there to even talk about that fight, you got to talk about how Jaron Boots Ennis has a mandatory challenger in Sakram Gaiasev. So if Gaiasev doesn't step aside, what happens? And you also heard Eddie Hearn talk about him going to 154s as well. He talked about that as of yesterday at the Edgar Berlanga and Hasma Shiraz press conference, along with Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda, right? So we heard him say these things, right? But, when it comes out of Eddie's mouth, pretty much everything is a lie until he can prove you right. But, of course, Teofimo Lopez, he had been stating that that fight was next as well. And then, of course, with the backlash coming with Teofimo Lopez, him being a racist, him calling black people, African Americans, the N-word, sending bananas and things of that nature to Keyshawn Davis. That's very ignorant. I believe he is a racist. And I believe that one of these fighters going to catch up to him and beat his ass one day as well. Very soon. But, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Hello, world.